listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. I like that bumper music. It's got birds in the background. They're chirping and everything. I like that.
It was a different kind of sound. I liked it also.
I like that. That's fresh, if you will. It's fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Mike. Guess what day it is? Hump day, right? We're making our way through this last full week here of March, get ourselves to April. And with that, we just finished up our segment with the Life South Community Blood Centers there with Galen, as just throwing some more, more conversation out there about things going on. And he kind of nailed it. He kind of said it that I think a lot of people are ready to move on from this. I think that's where everybody's about at. But of course, we gotta continue to do what we do for the personal responsibility of, and continue to do the social distancing as we're in what I've been saying, buddy. The meat and potatoes. We're in the meat and potatoes of it, in the thick of things, or at least getting into. They say, and with that, it's important to see where we end up by the week's end. And with some good news of that too is the idea of the stimulus package now coming to fruition, to be set to give Americans the help they need at a time they need it. And that's for sure. So with that being said, we got a little bit of news bits of news we can chew, right?
Sure,
bits of news we can chew. Now, Carlos, one of the things when we had Larry and Robin that did AM Ocala Live, one of the things they did was they called it news bites. So it was like bites of news. So they were just run right through, for at times hour or half hour for the time they had slotted to do news bites. I kind of trimmed a little bit of the fat on it and just did news bits, so that's why we just touch base on a couple things to go around. And what that does, for those who listen, news bits is it's one of the segments that they did that they said a lot of people liked. But then also I want to put my little take on it. And with news bits, it's enough to get conversation rolling about some of the news stuff that we bring up in articles. And I think that's important. I think because that's important for talk radio. With that being said, I wanted to bring this one up. It's right here in our backyard, a neighborhood, but I thought this was interesting. Ocala travelers stuck in Peru during quarantine, and it makes you think that a lot of this stuff is right there. I like how the Star Banner come in and made it understand that this is Ocala, right? So some people who had traveled may have gotten stuck in where they were at in lieu of lockdowns and everything else like that. So this one here, it says Ocala travelers stuck in Peru during quarantine. It says the South American nation has closed its borders to slow the spread of the coronavirus, stranding hundreds of Americans. The highlight of Karen Fatarosi's, trip to Peru has been a visit to the fabled 15th century Inca citadel Machu Picchu. But the 21st century coronavirus will make it more memorable. As they say here, she and 3 others from Ocala are quarantined in Hotel Polo Cusco in southern Peru as diplomats work out travel details. Peru is seeking assurance that the citizens in the United States will be able to return home as well. The United States Embassy in Lima said Monday it is, quote, working in close coordination with the Peruvian government to explore charter reparation flights for hundreds of Americans stranded amongst the amid coronavirus pandemic. It's a situation that has become frustrating for Fatrosi and others in her tour group. Quote, we're bidding our own time, wondering whether I'll be taken out by the embassy or if I'll go on April 3rd when we have tickets, said by phone on Tuesday. The, quote, hotel has done a wonderful job in accommodating us, but we can't leave, she said. She said the tour group of about 20 from the United States arrived March 13th, and at the time, Fatrosi said that she was aware that the global spread coronavirus was affecting international travel, but there are no advisories warning against Peru at the time. 2 days later, Peruvian President Martin Vizcarra declared a 15-day quarantine effective from March 16th to include a ban on travel into and out of the country. A nationwide nighttime curfew began March 18th. As of Tuesday, the government reported that the 416 confirmed coronavirus cases had happened within Peru. Hundreds of Americans remained stranded in Peru and have started a Facebook page to share certain information. Now, here's the interesting thing. Vitrosi is 72 years old and has lived in Ocala, in the Ocala area, since 2004. She's traveling with John Jackson, who is also 74, and Sandy and Mike Collins, who are in their early 60s. It says here, quote, "If an embassy flight is available, we'll take it," she said, "but the cost is uncertain. They're not doing it for free." So it's kind of crazy that, it's all of this has happened. Some people, even in our own community, are stuck abroad. We were there in Peru, which is kind of crazy. So hopefully they get back soon and safe, and as far as safe, healthy as well. So we'll be thinking about you. It's our community here in Ocala, Marion County. We're thinking about you all. And what's fascinating about that too, my friend, is I have always wanted to go to Peru. I've always wanted to go to Peru, and then ever since having spent time in Ocala, I got to know quite a few Ecuadorians in lieu of the flight school, and now on my list obviously is Ecuador too, as they're bordering nations. And one of the reasons I wanted to go to Peru was to visit Machu Picchu. That just looks freaking amazing. That is on one of my bucket lists, so to speak. Moving on from that, as we can talk here a little bit more within the state, as coronavirus Florida, DeSantis gambles on less aggressive response in lieu of. While 17 states have implemented stay-at-home orders, the governor is resisting pressure to lock down the entire state because of worries about the economic implications. It says throughout the coronavirus crisis, Governor Ron DeSantis has been hesitant to push too hard on businesses as he tries to thread the needle between promoting public safety and economic activity. And that's where Galen and I we've been for the last week and a half about our conversations, is right within the idea of how do you thread the needle between promoting public safety and economic activity. And the governor resisted closing restaurant dining areas initially, allowing them to operate at half capacity before deciding a few days later to limit all eateries to delivery and takeout orders. He closed bars and gyms, but is still allowing other non-essential business like nail and hair salons to stay open. Still, Florida largely followed much of the country, if belatedly, in shutting down significant portions of the economy to try to contain virus spread. But this week, DeSantis drew a line in the sand, saying he will not institute a statewide stay-at-home order, which many of the other states are doing in desperate bids to contain the virus from before it becomes overwhelming for the healthcare system. DeSantis said Monday that a stay-at-home order is too, quote, blunt for an instrument that would cost too many jobs, because the idea is that's already costed so many for some. His decision to protect the economy as a short-term goes against with leading health experts in recommending, and may be a big gamble in the state with so many elderly people who are especially susceptible, of course we know, to the virus. It's also a sign of the growing partisan rift over how to respond to the coronavirus as President Donald Trump urges a return to normal economic activity soon, putting pressure on GOP governors to hold off on more aggressive measures. Quote, "You simply cannot lock down our society with no end in sight," DeSantis said Monday. And those words echoed the president, who, after a week of following the advice of his health advisors and calling for strict limits on social interactions, signaled a late change Sunday when he tweeted in all caps, "We cannot let the cure be worse than the problem." And I think that sums that up right there, is that you simply can't lock down our society with no end in sight, because at the end of the day, with this being so unorthodox, you can't, it's the end in sight. It's the end all be all.
Yeah, I definitely am not sure how I'd be able to just be in quarantine lockdown for a couple weeks. It's just very, I don't know. It's not exactly something that I would prefer to happen. It's very unpreferred.
Sure.
Makes any sense. I don't know.
Sure.
I guess I'm trying too hard to explain it, but yeah, I definitely, I do understand why they're trying to resist, the urge to ensure a warranty because of how much it would feel like such a big drastic change, if it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
With this too, I wanted to move to where is it? Oh, I just lost it, my friend. I had a little bit more in lieu of what we had talked about with the expectation of the stimulus, and I had it and I lost it. Gripes.
It seems like it's hard to find after losing
Well, I
it.
just had it there. But anyway, another one here out of Ocala that I have as it hits a little local. It says Ocala man charged with shoving woman during spat. A 63-year-old man was charged with battering a woman during an argument he said was over her drug use. A Marion Sheriff's deputy responding to a well-being check at the incident location on Wednesday met with Gordon Allen Reyes, who said he and the victim had been arguing for days because she chose to use crack. Reese was visibly upset and yelled at the victim several times while talking with the deputy, according to the sheriff's report. The victim said she and Reese had been arguing Tuesday night and most of Wednesday. She said during the argument the previous night, she told Reese to get out of her face. The victim said Reese said okay and then used both hands to push her backwards. The victim said that the push caused her to fall between the kitchen island and the cabinet, resulting in a bump on her right hip and a bruise on her left wrist. The deputy observed the purple bruise on the victim's left wrist, according to the report. After being read his Miranda rights, Reyes said he did not push the victim. The victim's mother said that she observed the pair arguing but wasn't inside the residence when the alleged incident occurred. The report said Reyes was taken to Marion County Jail, where he was released Thursday on his own recognizance, and he'll appear in Marion County Court on April 15th. It's another one of those as we throw a little bit within when Ocala with these come up, and for news bits, it's kind of crazy.
I think it's really messed up that that man he would just shove someone like that because, well, the way I see it, like nobody wants to get shoved, right? So why don't you do it to someone else? It doesn't add up.
Yeah, and it's one of those moments when you realize that to an extent it's for what the conversation was and why an argument ensued. It's, sometimes people lose it, and then there's consequences to those, the so-called actions.
You mean
overall.
acting on impulse?
Yeah, or emotions rather.
Yeah, because in those moments, like the way I see it, like when we get in those moments where we just feel the desire to just act on impulse and just not pay any attention to the consequences, but just focus on how we feel, like our emotions in those moments, like it just causes us to do things that after it's all said and done, we're like, oh gosh, what did I just do?
Yeah. This one come up here as of early today, this morning, just a little tidbit of it, but a suspected tornado strikes northeast Mississippi. A suspected tornado heavily damaged a store and nearby residences in the northern Mississippi area, along with other structures along the line with Alabama, as a severe storm system crossed through the deep south. That was at 5:30 this morning, as they're waiting more details on that to make sure that again, nobody was injured or the extent of the damage, as this is kind of some fresh, as we're going on, about 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. What's eerie about this is when we think about, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe it's 3 weeks ago now, is when we had those Nashville tornadoes cut through there in Tennessee, and it happened again so early in the morning that where it had impacted, everybody was at home or in their apartment when it had come through, and they had reported that being an F4 sized tornado. As they're finding more information about this, as this was posted early this morning, and we'll see if we can find any more information as that rolls through a little bit more and more. This one is a little interesting too, as we talk about the age affected, with the coronavirus or novel coronavirus COVID-19. Out of London, Prince Charles tests positive for coronavirus, has mild symptoms but remains in good health. As out of London, Prince Charles, the heir to the British throne, 71, has tested positive for coronavirus after delaying mild symptoms. Clarence House, his official royal residence, said in a statement Wednesday that, quote, the Prince of Wales had tested positive for the coronavirus, and noting aside from the mild symptoms, he otherwise remains in good health. The Prince of Wales is self-isolating at the royal estate in Scotland, and his wife, Camilla, 72, has tested negative for the virus. The news comes a week after Charles' mother, Queen Elizabeth, relocated to Windsor Castle amid the pandemic. Britain's 93-year-old monarch canceled a number of events as a sensible precaution due to the outbreak, but as late as a week, she's still holding, quote, audiences with members of the public. Amidst the outbreak, as late as the last week, she's still holding audience with a number of members of the public. It says Buckingham Palace confirmed to the USA Today that the Britain's monarch last came into contact with Prince Charles on March 12th. Medical researchers have not yet determined for how long someone infected the coronavirus or someone with infected with coronavirus is contagious. Charles was photographed with other members of the royal family on March 9th at the Queen's annual Commonwealth Day service in Westminster Abbey. A sharp-eyed Twitter user noticed Charles along with the youngest son, Prince Harry, and adopted alternatives to shaking hands at the events. The Prince of Wales, who's known for his interest in Eastern religions and philosophy, was spotted greeting people with the Indian Namaste greeting, which includes a slight bow with his hands pressed together, palms touching, and fingers pointing upwards. So interesting that Prince Charles testing positive for the coronavirus. My goodness. As he is remaining in good health, we can see how that kind of comes from there. Your natural defense mechanisms inspire the innovative form of medicine from asthma to cancer. This is interesting to read about in lieu of everything going on. Let's see how that stuff turns into ads. That's how that goes. This is kind of interesting too, as we get working into our day and stuff. Just something a little lighthearted to try and change the subject of. This one was pretty good, as this come up just a couple days ago that I wanted to talk about, and I figure we can round this out. But America's favorite coffee brands, from Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Folgers, and more.
Which one of those do you like the most, Adam?
America's favorite coffee brands? Yeah, we'll see. We're going to run through the list here, and then I'm going to tell you. I'm going to leave that in suspense for those who are wondering, what's Adam's favorite coffee there at the bottom? So as they talk about the favorite brands here, they say of the list we've got 8 that counts down to the number 1, starting with number 8 as they are ranked. In 2014, McDonald's entered the retail coffee market with a variety of McCafe ground, whole bean, and single cup coffee offerings in partnership with Kraft. The review site Influster called the brand's premium roast ground coffee an approachable blend, perfect for sipping throughout the day. So at number 8 is McDonald's McCafe. At number 7, a Dutch coffee merchant, Alfred Peet, opened his first coffee shop in 1966 in Berkeley, California. Peet, P-E-E-T, like his coffee dark and strong, and has roasted his beans to get with that effect. The best-known Peet's coffee is Major Dickinson's blend, which reviewers call a good option for many people looking for a rich, robust flavor, and by far the best coffee some people have ever tasted. And that one is number 7, Peet's, P-E-E-T-S. I've been seeing that in the stores now. I haven't tried it yet, though.
I haven't either. I don't believe it.
Yeah. Some people I know, I mentioned it to, and they're like, I haven't heard of that. But Peet's comes in at 97, at 7. Peet's comes
97?
in. Yeah, Peet's comes in at 7. Number 6. See, I'm not a fan of this one, but it's number 6 on the list. It says sold in more than 20 states. Community Coffee, was born out of a grocery store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 1919. Still based there, it is the largest family-owned coffee company in the country. The website Coffee Detective calls out the company's breakfast blend as being defined by its brightness and fruity sweetness, with just enough weight and acidity to kick you into gearing you up for the day. So at number 6 was Community Coffee brand. At number 5, we always liked these commercials growing up, was Folgers in your cup. At number 5, Folgers. James Folgers, founder of the brand, and now bears his name, got into the coffee business as a teenager in San Francisco back in 1850. And Folgers is by far the leading coffee brand in the United States in terms of ground coffee retail sales, as Folgers comes in at number 5, and they've been doing the 1850 version of that here soon. Now, at number 4, Green Mountain, now owned by the brewing system company Keurig, with a majority interest held by Coca-Cola. Green Mountain has started a small cafe and coffee roaster in Waitsville, Vermont. Today is one of the leading roasters of the fair trade beans and brand markets for a range of coffees, single origin offering flavored options. And there, my friend, is the one that I like the best, Green Mountain. That's the one I always go to. Their Nantucket blend.
I might have tried before, I'm not sure.
Is phenomenal. At number 3, Cafe Bustelo, the yellow bright package that leaps out. And number 2 is Starbucks, as we know, is founded in Seattle in 1971, largest coffee chain. And number 1 is
America runs on Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts started a life as a restaurant in Quincy, Massachusetts in 1950, and they are America's favorite coffee brand.
Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks for me, they're both a tie.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this. WOCA Ocala.
I'm Chris Foster. A vote's expected in the Senate today on the coronavirus economic stimulus bill agreed to overnight by the White House and leaders in Congress. Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Singles making $75,000 or less and couples making $150,000 will get $1,200. $500 for each child. The package also includes $500 billion in relief and small loans for stressed businesses. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says that money comes with strings attached.
Strict oversight, transparency, and accountability of all loans made to corporate America.
The measure extends unemployment insurance. There's also funding for hospitals and state and local governments.
That's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin calls it a terrific bill with a lot of compromise. He's thanking everyone for their work on it. Prince Charles in England has the new coronavirus. Statement says that his symptoms are mild and he's working from home. America's listening to Fox News.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is Jan from Palm Garden, and March 30th is Doctors' Day. We are so grateful for the tireless dedication and professionalism of all the doctors we work with. I'd like to single out our medical directors, Alfonso, Martinez, and Sid Clevenger, and our attending physicians, Doctors Kidambi, Panchel, and Siva, for their ongoing service to our precious residents. Join me in wishing all the fine doctors of Ocala and Marion County a happy Doctors' Day on March 30th, and thank you from Palm Garden.
Ocala Quick Minute News. Coronavirus numbers continue to climb in Florida. The State Department of Health says there are now 1,467 confirmed cases and 20 people have died. Florida Surgeon General is issuing new advice for seniors trying to avoid the coronavirus.
He's going to be advising that all individuals age 65 or older are encouraged to stay at home for the next 14 days to minimize their exposure.
That was part of Governor Ron DeSantis' latest update on the state's response to the outbreak. He says unemployment claims are soaring and the federal government will have to help provide assistance to people who lost work through no fault of their own. Starting Thursday night, residents of one of Florida's largest counties are being asked to shelter in place. Here's Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings.
We're basically saying stay close to your homes, stay at home.
Demings says people will be able to go out for medical appointments and to get food and medicine, but they should otherwise be off the streets. A special emergency online meeting on tap tonight in Miami to discuss a possible stay-at-home order for that city's residents.
Mayor Francis Suarez, who remains in quarantine after retesting positive for COVID-19 earlier this week, says first they need an opinion from city lawyers to see if Miami has the emergency powers to confine residents to their homes or issue a curfew. Once they hash that out, they may enforce the shelter-in-place order.
Unless they're doing something that's essential or recreational in terms of like bike riding or walking their dog or taking a walk, that they should basically stay home.
He says this would be enforced by law, basically following the same order in Miami Beach, where there is now a curfew from midnight to 5 a.m. Wendy Grossman, Miami.
Oh, the thrills will have to wait at Universal Orlando. The company announced it will extend its closure until at least April 19th. Universal closed its 2 theme parks and water park on March 15th. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
Near record-breaking high temperatures tomorrow. Partly sunny today, warm with a high 85 to 88. Mainly clear tonight, lows 65 to 67. Tomorrow, another partly sunny day, high 87 to 89. Then a clear night, lows 64 to 68. For Friday, hot day with partial sunshine, high 89 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Hey, if you're tired of hunkering down, then come on down to the garden. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, 5 open-air acres and not a virus in sight. You said you're looking for buy one, get ones? Well, Bob's got them. Plumbago, buy one, get one free. Frostproof gardenias, buy one, get one free. Arborvita, much more, all BOGOs during this week's big sale. And Bob has a breakthrough price on trees. Now listen to this. A special selection of large trees up to 5 feet tall, starting at just $19.99. And easy care drift roses, they're as low as $15.99. Come to this fabulous 5-acre fresh air outdoor garden, gorgeous plants at bargain prices. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
WOCA.
Ocala.
listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. I'm your host, Adam. I got Carlos here with me, the intern.
Hi.
As we've been rolling through this Wednesday for you, this hump day, as we've been making our way towards the end of the week. And we're in the bit now with news bits. We're going to continue with news bits. As we were just wrapping up, I thought we could carry that on a little bit more. As we finished the top of the hour, we were talking about the coffee brands that stick out as America's favorite, as they ranked them here, the top 8, as we were reading a little bit through there before the top of the hour. So America's favorite coffee brands, and they say here, starting with the top 8, they got McDonald's at number 8, Peet's Coffee at number 7, Community Coffee at number 6, which I was a little surprised, but I was also surprised that one was actually born out of a grocery store in Louisiana. And this was out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, almost 100 years ago, back in 1919. Still based there. It's the largest family-owned company for coffee in the country. And their website, it says, the coffee detective calls out the company's breakfast blend as being defined by its brightness and fruity sweetness. That actually makes me want to take another shot at Community Coffee.
I gotta try sometime.
Yeah, at number 5, Folgers. That one here, as they talked about in terms of ground coffee retail sales, they're number 1. They've always been there. As a kid, it's always been, coffee can, you think of Folgers. Best part of waking up is that crap in your cup.
I used to buy Folgers all the time.
Yeah.
Decaf.
Now there is still, because I have a Keurig. I've got a Keurig at home with the K-Cups and everything, which is good, because I didn't really start drinking coffee until I got into aviation, which was about 25 years old when I did. I really didn't start drinking coffee till then, because I was always a tea drinker. Just because I could never really make coffee unless it was into a pot. And I'm not going to drink a whole pot of coffee, so I'd be wasting a lot of it, which is part of the reason I didn't drink it. Every now and then I would get it for breakfast if I had like a big breakfast. I'm like, I'd do a cup of coffee with it, or something to the extent of the idea of like, oh, I need that caffeine kick and it's a little bit later in the day. Sure, I'll have a Starbucks or whatever. But most of the time, it wasn't like I want to wake up in the morning and have a cup of coffee. And that wasn't until later, like I said, when I got into aviation, because they had a coffee pot that was communal at the FBO. So when I got into work, I could have a cup of coffee. And that's when I started drinking it. And we were talking off air about it, but I loaded mine with sugar and cream. And that's how I first drank it. And then after a while, like you said, you can start to dwindle down. You're like, this is too sweet. This is too much sugar.
Yeah, it's all about making sure that you don't overdo it.
Now, I will tell you this. There is it's a good day when you go to put the cream and sugar in it and you get just the right balance. Because, I don't have packets of sugar at home. I usually do 2 packets with 1 creamer or whatever it is. Most of the time you're pouring in the sugar and you're pouring in creamer, and it's a good day when you get the balance just right for what your taste wants. Where you you're like, that's the sweetness I wanted today. That's just the right amount of sugar, just the right amount of cream. But nonetheless, I ended up we ended up getting a Keurig, and it was perfect, because then I was able to really try out some better tasting coffees, and I started to get into the idea of like, oh, I see the difference in taste between this one and this one, and all that good stuff. So it's something that with the Keurig has allowed me to try more coffees. Now, going back to the Folgers, I've had the K-Cups of the Folgers, and I tried this, they call it, that basically the business of Folgers was a business as a teenager that started back in San Francisco in 1850, and they've had this new brand of Folgers coffee that's come out. It's called 1850 as like a salute to that. Well, the thing is, I didn't like it. I didn't like it much at all. It ended up being really, really bitter. Like hardcore bitter. I don't know. Maybe it was just the one I had, but anyway. And we got a caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, buddy. Welcome back.
I say, way back when, you remember butternut coffee? You'd buy it in the store, in a bag, and then you put it in this machine, and it'd grind it up.
That's right. Yeah.
That's going way back. I don't know if they still have it or not. I haven't seen it down here, but up in Wisconsin, that was quite a nice deal. That was always great coffee. Boy, it smelled good while you're standing there, watching it do its thing.
watching it get ground. Yeah, and that's the best part about it, is the fresh ground coffee. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I remember that, though. But that's going way back quite a few years ago. I just wanted to see something real quick. I just got done talking to my son up in Milwaukee, and he filled up for gas last night, $1.45 a gallon.
Is that right? $1.45.
$1.45.
Less than $1.50 a gallon. And
I told him it's almost worth driving up and loading up.
How far are we? How are we from Milwaukee? What, about 2,500 miles?
No, it's around. I only drove it a couple of times. I usually fly back and forth. I would say it's just a little over 1,100 from here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe I'm thinking too far north from where we're at in Florida, because it's about 1,200 miles to Ohio.
If it gets any cheaper, I might have to drive up and load up.
Heck yeah. We were having a conversation with it off air yesterday about that, and there's a few people I talked to that is under the assumption that we might even get below $1 a gallon. Do you see that happening? If they're already at $1.45 in Milwaukee, you could probably see it going below $1 a gallon.
I don't know how low it can get, because you got to remember all the taxes and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to go below that amount of money.
So here's my question for you, partner. When we're talking way back, when you started driving, what was the price of gas?
Gee, I would say, 24 cents a gallon?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Somewhere, and I think it was as cheap as I used to go to what they call a power ride gas station. I don't know if this was where you lived in Ohio or what, but I remember going there, and the gas at the cheapest was around 18 cents a gallon. But I'm talking back in the 60s now, like 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So
now, can you remember?
I don't think we'll see it that low, but it would be interesting. It can only go so low because then you run into the federal and state and all these taxes on this stuff,
Yeah, that's true, because that's got to be covered in a way. That's right, and that's funny.
I'm sure they're not going to go below that, but that'd be nice, but I doubt it. Now, maybe Trump will say that gas can go down to $0.10 a gallon. Okay, that sounds good.
And what's funny is we were talking about it. It's the idea of supply and demand. It's like, yeah, you can fill up for what he said, $1.45 a gallon, but you got nowhere to go. There's nowhere. Yeah, right. There's no necessary reason to drive.
You're feeling real good. The car's sitting in the garage, loaded up, ready to go, and where can you go? Nowhere.
Oh, and you know what? My producer just threw me a note here in lieu of this conversation that in Tennessee. Do you know where in Tennessee? Not specifically.
Outside of Sevierville.
Yeah, Sevierville. It says 99 cents a gallon in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I don't know if that's nowhere man's land in Tennessee, but there you go. It got to a buck. Yeah. And like you said, that might be as low as it can get, because at least at some point, with all the taxes and fees and regulations and stuff, it might have to just sit right there. Now,
that's where it'll bottom out, where the taxes start up,
Yeah, now now we're in the wheelhouse of when I started to drive. Gas was, when I started to drive, gas had just gone over $1 a gallon. And I remember that when I started high school, it was at 89 cents a gallon. And then it had creeped up pretty significantly when I started driving a few years later. And I remember that when I graduated high school and I drove to California, I'd priced out everything because we drove the 3,000-mile trip. And everyone's like, oh, the price of gas in California is so much more steep. Yeah, and it was. But now thinking about it, this is over 20 years ago. You're still only talking what we're talking about with gas prices is now is $1.45 a gallon. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So does that mean we need to stock up?
Going back to the old days, like you're talking to, with all the stuff going on now, boy, it's the good old days, right?
The good old days.
Okay, well, anyways, nice talking again. Let's hope everything gets a little better. And like I always say to everybody, stay healthy.
That's right. Thanks, partner. Enjoy that backyard with that landscaping. So yeah, with that in mind, and talking about price, the gas price of gas. It is incredible, just where it's gone now. I need to look up what it is price per barrel, but this is kind of crazy. How would you have seen that? I wouldn't.
I definitely didn't see the 99 cents coming.
Out of Tennessee, I see. We were talking about that yesterday, a little off air, like I said, and there it is. There's one of the ones that got brought up. I'm going to dive into that on our next break just to see exactly where in Tennessee that's at, and see if there's any other places around the country that have done that too.
And then you want to live in Tennessee after that.
Yeah. Tennessee's not that far away. He's talking about Milwaukee. Yeah, it might be worth the trip to get gas that cheap. Tennessee
really
isn't
cheap.
that far away. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, how far away is like an hour and a half away, 3 hours?
What's that, Tennessee?
Tennessee.
No, it's still 6.5 hour trip or so. Depends on where in Tennessee you go. I was going to say, though, I wonder what that's going to do in lieu of the price of aviation fuel. As everything with the talk about the airline industries and the expectations for bailouts and the expectations of seeing at some point getting through this to see where their travel expectations come about, I guess in a way, maybe there's some kind of offset there in lieu of the price of aviation fuel maybe dropping significantly cheap. Who knows? And I'm thinking about at the general aviation level with 100 low lead or avgas. I wonder if that's dropping in itself too. I hope so. That'd help the school out a little bit. We're going to take a short little break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more as we're doing just a bits of news that we can chew as we're talking about some coffee and stuff. And if you'd like to give us a call, 622-9622. If you know of somewhere where the gas prices have been significantly like holy cow low, let us know. Like I said, we just got a tip that in Tennessee it's 99 cents a gallon. But you're listening to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source, and we'll be right back right after this.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
Medical providers are special, and to look special, they go to Scrub Paradise in Ocala. Located off Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival, Scrub Paradise has a wide selection of top brand scrubs, medical shoes, and accessories. Embroidery is also available. Don't settle for the same boring scrubs. Visit Scrub Paradise today or call 352-873-4368. Your favorite brands are on sale. 352-873-4368. That number again is 352-873-4368.
Hi, this is Will.
And this is Wendy of Dex Imaging in Gainesville and Ocala. You know, we live and work in this community just like you, and we wanted to personally invite you to call us with any questions or concerns about your copiers or printers.
Like, how can I save money on my toner? That stuff's expensive.
In most cases, a complimentary workflow analysis has shown we can save your business 20 to 30% on printing cost.
Have you been kicking around the idea of going paperless? Are you considering a document management solution? Maybe you just want to ask some questions, but don't want to be bombarded by aggressive salespeople.
Give us a call. We'll be happy to answer your questions and show you how you can save money with our award-winning copiers and printers and our amazing service team.
Who, in case you didn't know, will be there in 4 hours or less to service your machine, guaranteed. And we have a 97% first-time fix rate. Check us out at deximaging.com or give us a call.
In Ocala, dial 352-433-4090. That's 433-4090.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
We all want to keep on top of things during this trying time. Please join us Friday, the 27th at 8:30 a.m. when Steve Blank, COO of the Centers, and J.D. McFarland, their IT Director, will be in the studio to highlight the telehealth services provided by the Centers. Again, that's this Friday at 8:30 a.m. News you can use from the Centers and your friends here at WOCA. Telehealth, telelearning, all things internet have come into its own. Be sure to listen in.
Listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Streaming live, by the way, like we always are, WOCA, The Source Radio, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. As we took the break there, I was looking up, Carlos. I found it. First gas station in Tennessee drops to 99 cents per gallon. It says here, Nashville, Tennessee, out of WZTV. It says gas has officially dropped below $1 in Tennessee. Patriot Gas in Paris, Tennessee, is selling gas for 99 cents per gallon, according to Gas Buddy. It's the first gas station in the state to lower the price this far. Last week, a gas station in London, Kentucky became the first station to advertise gas for 99 cents. Absolutely amazing to see how quickly prices are falling and the return of something few Americans have seen since the early 2000s, said Patrick DeHaan, the head of the petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy. Quote, we're in uncharted waters due to the demand plummeting in light of the coronavirus situation, and yesterday oil prices fell to their lowest level since 2002. So remember when I was telling you about making the drive after high school to California? Yeah, that was in 2002. That was almost 20 years ago. Lowest
20 years ago.
Yeah, lowest level since 2002, and a sign of the deep distress our economy is facing. So I guess that's the sign of the times there, is in lieu of the gas price being as low as it is. And like we said, we found that in Tennessee. That's in Paris, Tennessee. Patriot Gas. Incredible. Incredible.
And 99 cents is pretty affordable.
It's 99 cents. 99 cents a gallon. What does that mean, though? Is that going to come back after Corona? Is it worth investing in? Are we going to see a spike in that come back? Is that the opportunity? You know, trying to find a silver lining with all this is the idea of figuring out, what to do in lieu of the market. Trying to get in on the ground floor, if you will, of some of these rock bottom fallouts is that, there's an expectation that it's going to come back. So, is this a time to invest? Is this the time to look into, do the research here? And I'd say do it if you got the time to start researching some of this. I think this is an opportunity here because I feel like it's going to come back. Between gas prices and I was going to say even Starbucks, between some of the fast food chains, between a lot of stuff in our economy that I could see a swing come back once we get through this pandemic. Could be very advantageous for a lot of people. I don't know. Crazy. That's crazy nonetheless. As we're coming to the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour, as we're rolling with this Wednesday, this hump day to get you through the last full week of March, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. Back after this. WOCA Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall. Back after this.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A vote's expected in the Senate today on the coronavirus economic stimulus bill agreed to overnight by the White House and leaders in Congress. Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Singles making $75,000 or less and couples making $150,000 will get $1,200. $500 for each child. The package also includes $500 billion in relief and small loans for stressed businesses. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says that money comes with strings attached.
Strict oversight, transparency, and accountability of all loans made to corporate America.
The measure extends unemployment insurance. There's also funding for hospitals and state and local governments.
That's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin calls it a terrific bill with a lot of compromise. He's thanking everyone for their work on it. Prince Charles in England has the new coronavirus. Statement says that his symptoms are mild and he's working from home. America's listening to Fox News.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
To AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. As we're coming up on about, what is that? Let me do my math. 30, 25, 24, 23 minutes before the top of the 9 o'clock, top of the 10 o'clock hour. As we're rolling through to Wednesday here, as we've had a good show so far. We've got a lot of distraction conversation, but still keeping everybody enlightened and informed in the idea of coronavirus. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. As we, like I said, make our way through here. It's a beautiful day outside now. As now we're creeping into, it is now up to 71 degrees. Right now, as we're broadcasting to you live from the Paddock Mall, which, until further notice, just to throw that out there again, that the Paddock Mall is closed until further notice, obviously in lieu of COVID-19. Now, the Chick-fil-A inside the Paddock Mall is open and ready to serve. However, you cannot go into the mall to get it, but you can order curbside on the Chick-fil-A mobile app, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. They will also have, and you can visit their temporary drive-thrus near the Texas Roadhouse from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I think they're also having one on the back side of the mall here near us. So they're still set up for shop, for lunch, for business, for that. Also, too, some stuff to get out there, as I had as this was interesting to throw out there here too, the Florida Department of Elder Affairs announces partnership with the DPPR and the FRLA to support meals to the elderly. This is some good news here. It says today the Department of Elder Affairs, or the DOEA, announced a partnership with the Department of Business and Professional Regulation and the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association that allows the needs of the business community and workers in the restaurant businesses to be matched with the needs of the elderly and meal delivery services. Quote, by working together, our agencies will be able to ensure that our 5.5 million seniors have safe access to food, said Richard Prundum, Secretary of the Florida Department of Elder Affairs. Quote, Governor Ron DeSantis has helped to facilitate this process and allowed restaurants and food establishments to become emergency meal vendors for Florida's seniors who are homebound or self-isolating for protection. We are in constant communication with seniors and in our senior care providers around the state. We know that it is this action that will greatly increase the flexibility of the communities to access meal delivery. Now, it says here that as meal sites for seniors close around the state to prevent spread of COVID-19, the collaboration between state agencies and the Restaurant Association will provide one more layer of food reassurance to seniors. It says here 11 area agencies on aging throughout the state will work with local volunteers and other local service providers to ensure meal delivery to Florida's most vulnerable population. Meal delivery by volunteers and other organizations will also combat social isolation of seniors by providing the simple interaction of food delivery to the doorstep of an elder. Now, for more information of this, and that's why we have this to get this information out here. It says that for more information about the Florida Department of Elder Affairs and what they're doing in support of meals to the elderly, you can find this at the website of elderaffairs.org. Elderaffairs.org. That's ELDERAFFAIRS.org. Also, you can give a contact here to a number area code 850-414-2142. That's 850-414-2142. Now, this is, like we said, all in the support to get meals to the elderly with the expectation of having, like they said here, that allows the needs of business community and workers in the restaurant business to be matched with the needs of the elderly and any meal delivery services. For more information on that, please contact them, elderaffairs.org or 850-414-2142. Some good stuff there. Now, in lieu of tomorrow, we know being Thursday, which everybody looks forward to with Veterans News, information about the Vets Helping Vets USA is after the close of business on Thursday, March 26th, they will no longer see clients except to provide emergency services. Now, after the close of business on Thursday, March 26th, which is obviously tomorrow, they will no longer see clients except to provide emergency services. As you know, they've lost over half of their staff due to the federal mandate to all the people employed through those programs, and they must be on furlough. Additionally, the volunteers we normally count upon have decided to stay home. This basically leaves the operation of the agency to Gary and Eddie, and out of concern for the well-being, no longer be able to be open for regular business. However, they will be taking phone calls and responding to special needs cases if possible. So that's what the Veterans Helping Veterans USA as making that aware. They say to be safe out there. And this comes from the executive director. And for more information on that, like they said, as they will be taking phone calls, 352-433-2320. That's 352-433-2320. Excellent. I got a little bit more here. All right. Oh, baby. this is just more updated information that we're giving to you folks in lieu of what's coming through, obviously, with more and more closures in lieu of COVID-19. Local closings and related information. Special event on Wednesday. As we were talking about this yesterday, even with Marion County Schools, a special food drive to support the Food for Kids, which is scheduled, which was for today, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday at the Ocala Downtown Square. Residents can stay in their cars and drop off food for this program, which helps nearly 2,000 of the area's most vulnerable children. As that's going on today, 7:30 a.m. up until 2 p.m., and that's today at the Ocala Downtown Square. Residents are asked to donate applesauce, mac and cheese, Pop-Tarts, Vienna sausages, canned tunas, other ideas result in canned chicken, pudding cups, even packets of oatmeal, canned pasta meals, crackers, canned corn, green beans, fruit snacks with vitamin C, peanut butter, and jelly. These are all ideas for the idea of the special food drive for the support for Food for Kids, which again is scheduled today, which is going on right now, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday in Ocala Downtown Square, as we encourage people and residents. You can stay in your cars to drop off the food for this program, which helps nearly 2,000 of our community's vulnerable children. As of right now, Fish Fry Friday, Blessed Trinity Catholic Church will have a drive-through fish fry dinner, 3 to 7 p.m. Friday at the Parish Hall. That's 5 Southeast 17th Street in Ocala. To order ahead or call or text to still participate in a little fish fry. I know with as we're in the Lenten season, and we're moving through our 40 days and 40 nights to get ourselves to the end of the Lenten season with the idea of the good weekend with Easter, I know a lot of people always look for, my grandparents the same, and it's one of the things we look forward to is like every now and then the fish fries on Friday. And this is something that's gone by the wayside in lieu of COVID-19. Well, Blessed Trinity Catholic Church, Fish Fry Friday, still providing a fish fry dinner via drive-through, from 3 to 7 p.m. Friday at Parish Hall at Southeast 17th Street in Ocala. To order your fish fry dinner, call or text them at 352-875-7456, or you can also text them at 352-286-5806. So again, those numbers for Fish Fry Friday, which is something to look forward to, I think, for some people. So take part in that, and that's why we're announcing it. Blessed Trinity Catholic Church, again, those numbers for the Fish Fry Friday for the delivery drive-through. That's 352-875-7456. 352-286-5806, another number there. Marion County government here. Monday night, Marion County government significantly changed its closure policy. It says Marion County government buildings are now closed to the public. Services provided by phone and online. That goes back to your question about your jury duty coming up, my friend. I think you can expect that to be definitely postponed, as mine was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
community
to be expected, perhaps.
County community centers are closed. Same for the Forest Community Center at Sand Hill Parks, the Hills of Ocala Meeting Room in Denellen, the Marion Oaks Community Center, the Rainbow Lakes Estates Community Center, and the Silver Springs Shores Community Center. Look for posts on Mondays and Thursdays on the county's Facebook page at facebook.com/Marion County, Florida. State parks are now closed. As effective Monday, the State Department of the Environmental Protection has closed all Florida state parks to the public.
Wait, you mean parks are closed?
Yeah, so the Ocala National Forest closed all of its campgrounds indefinitely at the moment as of 8 a.m. Sunday. Quote, in addition, all-day use areas associated with these campgrounds are now closed. Sites will be monitored to ensure everyone is complying with these closures, the officials wrote in a release. This one goes out to our friends there at the Career Source for Citrus, Levy, and Marion counties. Through offices are closed. Staff is available weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to assist job seekers and businesses. You can call them at 1-800-434-JOBS. It's 1-800-434-5627. Or you can go to careersourceclm.com. To reach Florida's Reemployment Assistant Program, you can visit floridajobs.org. As our friends there is Career Source, Citrus, Levy, and Marion County. The Florida Department of Health in Marion County, as we've talked a little bit about that in lieu of COVID-19, they have a local hotline that you can reach them. It has been established for 24 hours to be 7 days a week, 24 hours that be reached. Their local hotline there is 644-2590, 352-644-2590. With the City of Ocala, as of Tuesday, the first and second floor lobbies, the Citizen Service Center, 201 Southeast 3rd Street and City Hall, that's 110 Southeast Wauchula Avenue, will be closed to the public. The city wrote in the news release of that being closed. As, boy, oh boy, they give me a thick stack here, my friend.
Everything's closing.
And just an update of stuff that was already closed nonetheless, as it says here with some businesses locally that the that's my stomach going crazy. First hour of each shopping day is for senior shoppers at Dollar General stores. All stores plan to close 1 hour earlier than current close times to allow employees to clean and restock store shelves. The Dollar Generals, where the first hour of each shopping day is for seniors. They don't tell us the actual times that they have in lieu of that, but there we go. We're gonna move on from that. I'm gonna read a little bit more of that after the top of the 10 o'clock hour. I sift through just a couple of things that were mentioned there as it comes through. We can talk a little bit more about that nonetheless. And with that too was the like I was saying for today, just a reiteration of that was the grab and go, the special food drive to support the Food for Kids. Just want to read this one again. As a special event on Wednesday, special food drive to support Food for Kids, which is scheduled from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday on the Ocala Downtown Square. Residents can stay in their cars to drop off food for that program. And some of the stuff recommended, as they're asking to donate: applesauce, mac and cheese, Pop-Tarts, those little Vienna sausages, canned tuna, canned chicken pudding cups, oatmeal, crackers, canned corn, green beans, fruit snacks, vitamin C, peanut butter, and jelly. So,
do you like most of those foods?
I like all those foods, especially the pudding cups.
Pudding cups? Oh yeah, those are pretty good. Especially.
I like tapioca pudding. Are you a fan of tapioca?
Tapioca?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it before in the stores.
That's one of my favorites.
I don't know what it tastes like. What kind of a flavor is it?
It's kind of like vanilla with like a bunch of little gelatin balls throughout. It's a little crazy. We'll talk about that one off air.
Oh, okay.
You're listening to 96.3 FM 1370 AM The Source. We're going to be back right after this little quick break. Thank you for listening to AM Ocala Live. Back after this.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Near record-breaking high temperatures tomorrow. Partly sunny today, warm with a high 85 to 88. Mainly clear tonight, lows 65 to 67. Tomorrow, another partly sunny day, high 87 to 89. Then a clear night, lows 64 to 68. For Friday, hot day with partial sunshine, high 89 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. So we got a few minutes before we round out the top of the 10 o'clock hour. As we were going through some local information in lieu of our county and everything else with COVID-19, like we said, as we kind of try to do it here to keep you informed a little bit. As we're reading on some in the idea of Marion County with some of the small business, I'm going to move on to a little bit here as in lieu of utilities. It says Ocala Electric Utilities and the City of Ocala Municipal Services. Service disconnections have been temporarily suspended for the next 30 days, effective as March 16th. Duke Energy, no disconnections due to customer non-payment, as they're doing the same thing. The company will continue to read meters and send bills. Customers should pay what they can to avoid building up a large balance that will be harder to pay off later, said Duke in a press release. Also, the company will waive late payment fees and fees for return payments beginning Saturday, March 21st, until the national state of emergency is lifted. For residential customers, the company will also waive fees for credit and debit card payments. How about that? Marion County Utilities, all shutoffs suspended for customers suffering economic hardship, offices closed to the public, and business conducted drive-through Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. There is a 24-hour emergency service line, which is 352-307-6000. The Clay Electric Cooperative district office lobbies are closed to the public, but you can visit for more information, clayelectric.com. As the SACO, upon request, an extended payment arrangement can be made. Member services remain open. That's sacoenergy.com. Moving on to the Marion County Library System, access to library buildings is limited to census completion only. Access to library buildings is limited to the 2020 census completion only. Curbside service remains available to pick up pre-requested material. Requested material via telephone or at library@marioncountyfl.org. And for more information, you can contact them 352-671-8551. That's 671-8551. For the Marion County Parks and Recreation, all playgrounds, pavilions, and restrooms are closed to county parks as county sports complexes. The KP Hole, except for boat ramps, is closed. All events at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion are absolutely canceled until further notice. Walking, hiking, and biking trails, and this is one of the reasons I'm reading this, walking, hiking, and biking trails remain open, and, quote, we encourage you to keep active outdoors if you can. However, remember the idea, social distancing remains imperative. The county said in a social media post that county boat ramps are closed. So in lieu of that, come to the top of the 10 o'clock hour, and stay tuned. We'll be back after this to talk a little bit more conversation pieces, and we got some more fun information. You're listening to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source, and we'll be back right after this. WOCA Ocala.
News. I'm Chris Foster. Among more than 55,000 cases, 802 COVID-19 deaths are reported in the U.S., more than 200 of those since yesterday. A coronavirus economic relief package is expected to pass today in the Senate.
Calling it a wartime level of investment, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the package will send relief to millions of Americans.
Through direct checks to households, from the middle class on down, and through a significant and creative expansion of unemployment insurance during this emergency.
The package includes $500 billion in aid for distressed businesses with strict oversight over how the money is used. Small businesses would also have access to loans. There's also money for hospitals and state and local governments.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. President Trump tweets sarcastically about Utah Senator Mitt Romney testing negative for the disease. I'm so happy I can barely speak. America's listening to Fox News.
When you're diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer,
a million questions flood your mind. How can this be happening?
Am I going to be able to work?
What's a subtype? What do I do now?
We know.
We went through it too. But once you start to understand your options,
you can partner with your doctor
and find